Good morning and welcome back to another edition of the Livingston Parish News Daily Show, Morning Edition. My name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. Appreciate you joining me this morning. If you're watching me on Facebook Live, thank you for that. If you are listening to this later, because you wanted the smooth baritone of my highly edited voice, or you're watching the video later, we appreciate that too. We appreciate that too. Thanks for joining us this morning. It's a very foggy morning. Please be careful out there. We will get into the traffic in a minute, and it does reflect the weather, unfortunately. We would like to remind you that we post these, as I mentioned, the audio version of this, as well as a video version at www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. You can check them out there. If you miss a show, need to catch up. We talked about a lot of good stuff yesterday. I'm going to touch on a few more points today, but it's best to go back and watch that whole show. We also post our long-form podcast there, www.livingstonparishnews.com/podcast. Those are all free, just like this show going live. We are on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, and YouTube. We have an app that goes along with our website. It's $5 a month. If you don't want to pay the $5, we also ship out breaking news. That's traffic updates, weather updates, that sort of thing. So you can check us out on that platform. You can also, of course, as mentioned, check us out on the website, www.livingstonparishnews.com. It is $5 a month for that. $10 a month in print. You get 2 papers as well as full access to the website. Those papers come on Thursday and Saturday. So let's jump into it. Traffic today, as mentioned, kind of reflects the fogginess of the day. Minor delays on 64 heading into Central. Heavy delays on River Road, 4-H Club Road, and 190 as they converge there in Western Denham Springs. Delays Juban at 190, as well as delays on I-12 heading westbound there, backed up past the Juban Road exit. Clearing up around Sherwood Forest and then coming back together after the 10-12 split. So a little break in the action after you pass Sherwood, and then at the 10-12 split, you're going to end up back in that traffic. Currently 78 degrees. It's a warm one out there. 91 is your high today. It looks like we're past the rain a little bit. No small chance of rain, 20% chance today. Sorry, chance. 20% chance of rain today. The Blason Fife murder trial ended yesterday. He was convicted of second-degree murder of Mr. McBride out of Walker. Excuse me. The defense rested after bringing in a state ballistics official who said that with nearly 99% certainty that it was Mr. Fife's DNA on the bullets. And after that, as mentioned, they rested their case. And the jury took about an hour to deliberate and then handed down that second-degree murder judgment. We will find out later what will happen to his cohorts, which were the 3 folks he ended up taking with him to Los Angeles and then bringing back. So we'll see how that goes. Last night, the Denham Springs City Council passed one 4-1 vote and one 5-0 vote to pursue 2 grants for the city. One will be up to $1 million for the bicycle and pedestrian master plan. The second one will be a Volkswagen grant for $28,000 for car chargers. Not a whole lot of conversation around the $1 million grant, which was through Blue Cross and Blue Shield. A little bit of discussion surrounding the $28,000 grant. The $1 million grant has a $1-for-$1 match, whereas the $28,000 grant has no match. The Councilman Robert Poole said that he didn't believe that the science was there for electric cars just yet, so he voted no for that $28,000 for the car chargers. But of course, it did pass 4-1. They will pursue that. The location of the 2 car charging stations, which have 4 ports apiece, will be the discussion going forward. They may split them up. They may put them both downtown. The council's not entirely sure just yet, but $28,000 seemed to be the limit for this particular grant, and also that's going to be how many they'll be able to afford. That would be the city. So it'll go for 2 charging stations. They're about $100 a year in maintenance, just checking wiring and making sure everything still works. As far as the $1 million grant from Blue Cross, that would go towards the Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan. It would come as probably more like $333,000 every year for 3 years. Not entirely sure how far it will go. Still waiting for October for that final report from the company that is doing the Bicycle and Pedestrian Master Plan. So we're going to have to wait and see just when that comes through and exactly how much money they get and exactly how much it's going to cost. But the deadline for the secondary application for that grant was September 1st. So Recovery Coordinator Jeanette Clark wanted to get in before that deadline. So this approval gives her that chance to go ahead and submit that grant application. Leading up through Labor Day, which is next Monday, believe it or not, yes, it is September already, or it's knocking on our door. There will be sobriety checkpoints throughout Livingston Parish applied by the Livingston Parish Sheriff's Office via a grant, which is drive sober or get pulled over, which will pay for the overtime for these officers to be manning these checkpoints. So don't drink and drive, period. It's not it's really not that difficult. Reminder that currently there is a delegation from the parish, which includes the parish president, the Office of Homeland Security Director, Mark Harrell, as well as Chris Moody, parish attorney, and Congressman Garrett Graves was the one who set up this arbitration between the parish officials and FEMA. They will be working through inundated roads. According to FEMA, they do not pay for inundated roads after a disaster. The parish just believes that they should. So they're going through arbitration on that to see if they can at least get some kind of money for those issues. On the other hand, FEMA did release a statement via Senator Bill Cassidy's office that they will not be seeking punitive measures in the form of a suspension or revocation of the National Flood Insurance Program in Livingston Parish, which leads to believe at some point they were considering it. Instead, they will be trying to work with the parish of Livingston to improve their permitting process, post-disaster response process, and their flood mitigation ordinances. That will be coming that will be rolling out over the coming months. But the 1 foot freeboard that the parish council passed back at the beginning of June does count as a flood mitigation ordinance. So that's a step in the right direction in the eyes of FEMA. Jamborees are coming up Friday for football. Busy week this week. We've got some volleyball going on today and tomorrow. This will be Tuesday and Wednesday. We are going to try to see how we can work out doing this pre-game schedule for football, where we can get in here. Maybe it'll be me, Rob, and William. I'm not sure how we're going to work it out, but we're going to try to get all 3 of us in here, or maybe me and William talking about Denham, Walker, and Live Oak, and then me and Rob talking about Albany and Springfield, those football teams as we lead into that season. Stay tuned later in the week, and we will figure out a way to come at you with that information. Assess the Need wrapped up this year. $50,000 collected to help 3,000 Livingston Parish students. That is run by the Assess the Need program via Assessor Jeff Taylor. It's been running for over 20 years now, and they have collected a ton of money and back-to-school supplies for kids, thousands of Livingston Parish students. So this is another successful year for the assessor and his program, so congratulations to them. A Walker native and son of Walker, I guess you can call him, I guess you could say got a new lease on life. The boy's name is Brian Parsons, and he has cerebral palsy. And he used to be able to go outside a lot. He can't. He had trouble. It started becoming very painful, very difficult for him to go outside. So a research grant provided him with a new, I guess you can say, mobility vehicle that he gets to use outside. His grandfather said that the only thing it's missing is some baskets for his dogs, Biscuit and Schlabberknocker, which might be the best dog names I've ever heard. But you can read about this story. It's a little gut wrenching, but at the same time, it's a very happy story. It's written by David Gray at www.livingstonparishnewscom/living. So go check that out. It's a heartwarming story. It's a tough read, but it's a heartwarming story. So one more time around the bend, and I do apologize that started off a little stuttering this morning. So traffic is clearing up in the Denham Springs area, especially at 190 4H Club Road, River Road intersection. Still having delays at Jubin and 190. The interstate's still backed up to Jubin Road. However, 64 going into Central looking pretty clear. One more time with your weather. It's 78 degrees currently, high of 91. Probably might be in that 95, 96-ish area as the sun is expected to come back out. And 20% chance of rain today. Probably going to get some rain tomorrow, but expect it to be kind of a hot one today. Appreciate you joining us again. If you watch us via Facebook Live, hello, and thank you for joining us. If you listen to my smooth baritone, heavily edited voice, thank you for that. Or if you watched the follow-up video, we appreciate that as well. We do appreciate all of our community joining us for these shows. We have one in the morning here between 7:30 and 7:40, depending on how rough the traffic is. Our office is on Hatchell Lane in between Denham Springs Elementary and Junior High. It gets a little crazy out here in the morning. We also have a show at 4:30. We do long-form podcasts as well, where we dive in deep on issues. We'll probably have one. If it's not coming out today, it'll be out tomorrow. We have 2 more planned for the week, so that's 3 total. Hopefully make up for the one we missed last week. Again, my name is McHugh David, publisher and editor of the news. We are on Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, Instagram, and YouTube. We are in print twice a week. It's $10 a month. You can check it out. It's on Thursday and Saturday. We are also online. It's $5 a month for full access to the website. And by the way, you get full access to the website if you have a print subscription at www.livingstonparishnewscom. If you don't want to pay the $5 a month, we do have breaking news coming out there. That's arrests, bad weather, traffic, road work, those sorts of things. Again, thanks for joining us this morning. I don't know if it's going to be Drew or David in the seat this afternoon, but I hope that you will come and look and find out. Thanks again. Have a great day.